Hey gang, it's Bryan from FX Billiards. It is a beautiful day out, so I wanted to address part of this video from the car and talk to you guys about what you're about to see. I am going to show you how to rack and break an 8-ball so that when the balls are broken, the high balls end up at one end of the table and the low balls end up at the other end of the table, more or less. Of course, a lot of things happen during the course of a break. Balls get banged around, things change, cue balls go flying around the table. But for the most part, what I'm going to show you will consistently move one set of balls to one end of the table and one set to the other end. This is called pattern racking. And a couple disclaimers. Number one, there are a lot of people that think of pattern racking as cheating or unethical or unsportsmanlike. Also, this is something that I would never do in a break and run video that I produce for you guys. I just have no reason to do it, to run out. But the other thing is, I would never use it when playing friends. But if you're a money guy and you're playing 8-ball for money, if your opponent knew how to do this, chances are he would do it. And there's a chance he's already doing it. So you need to be aware of it. Whether you would do it on your own or not, that's up to you. The other thing is, in the APA, you obviously do not rack for yourself. The last thing I want to leave you guys with is, I don't use this rack or break even when I can, and there's a couple reasons why. Number one, on a 9-foot table, I find it a lot easier to break the balls when they're spread out and they're all over the place. On a 7-foot table, the balls are clustered up so much and the shots are so easy anyway, it's really not worth the effort. On an 8-foot table, that's where I see the most benefit from a rack like this, but still, I tend to just break the balls so that I have control of the cue ball, because what I'm going to show you actually eliminates some of the control that you would have over the cue ball. So watch the video, be educated, and then you can decide what you want to do. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's roll the video. So let me ask you, if you could break a rack of 8-ball and send all the low balls to one end of the table and all the high balls to the other end of the table, do you think you would be more likely to run out? Well, I'm going to teach you how to do that today. First thing you need to know is your target ball. You're going to be aiming for the lower end of the second ball in the rack. You're not just trying to strike that second ball, but you're trying to strike that second ball as low as possible without hitting the third ball. And if you're breaking from the left-hand side like I do, you're going to use low left-hand English. This will give you a little bit more control of the cue ball and prevent you from scratching. So again, low left-hand English, playing the second ball as low as possible, and you'll see this type of separation in the rack once you learn how to properly rack the balls. What this will do is give you a relatively easy run out time after time in 8-ball. As you can see, if you chose the high balls in this case, they're all at one end of the table, and the low balls are all at the other end of the table. Now, I used to color balls so that you guys can get an illustration of exactly what happens. That one red ball that is at this end of the table got that way because it came off the corner of the side pocket. That ball was basically headed to the other end of the table and came back. So in effect, what we have is 7 black balls at one end of the table. They could represent the stripe balls. And we have the 4 plus the 1 red ball that came backwards to us at the other end of the table. Now, we made 2 balls on this break. You will most likely make the head ball when you are racking this way and breaking this way. That most likely ball to go in is going to be, in this case, what you see as the 1 ball. So I'm going to show you exactly how you're going to rack the rack. We're going to put 1 solid, then 2 solids, then a solid, 8, and a stripe. Your next row is going to be all stripe balls. These are going to stay at this end of the table. And then you're going to have
2 solids, 1 stripe, 1 solid, and another stripe. You have covered all the rules of 8-ball. You have placed the 8-ball in the center, and you have a stripe and solid at the bottom of the rack. Let's look at it again. You're going to take the 1 ball, or whichever solid ball you choose, put it at the top, then 2 solid balls, then a solid, the 8, and a stripe, then a row of striped balls. Then you're going to place 2 solid balls, 1 striped ball, 1 solid ball, and another striped ball. If you break the rack properly, these balls are going to separate perfectly for you. Keep in mind the things that I said at the beginning of the video. Certain things will happen along the way that will mix these in some cases, but generally the rack is going to break up, leaving you a very easy run out. I would master this rack if I were you, so that if you choose to use it or not, you at least know if someone else is using it against you. Practice this break. It is not easy. Anytime I need to use this break, I use my playing cue. Actually, one of my playing cues, not necessarily the one that I'm planning on playing with that day, but I use a Predator 314 second generation when I use this break because I'm putting so much English on the ball. I want to have a medium tip as opposed to the hard tip that's on my break cue. So if you guys would like any other tips or any questions, hit me up in the comments and let me know what you think of the video. Have a great day. Thanks for watching and make sure you subscribe. Bye.